For this timing that you call the new year, a watchful eye has been taken upon the earth at this time. Our eyes have never been off of you. It is just that now we redeem the possibility of all that needs to be seen. This possibility that needs to be seen coincides with a configuration from us, rendering a so-called pictorial of us. As frightening as this may seem for some, we are assuring you that those that are frightened and those who just think that they are frightened will not see this. Where we are standing, we can observe and see where and how this should take place accordingly, because a blunder would not be received well. We are going to turn up the heat, as you call it, to get things moving more rapidly, so that ones can see before they are sidetracked by their own discomfort from this process of turning things up a bit. Rest assured, this will not decrease your status of physical health. In fact, it is increasing by this altercation being done. This possibility requires ones to join in with a proper attitude. This will help the altercation go much smoother. So as you say, to be in the flow, the type of attitude that one chooses during this altercation will enable one to maneuver throughout the flow. Sometimes ones will need to pick up the pace to help usher in what is next on the agenda, and sometimes one will just need to lay low, as you say, to relax and proceed when the signs come through. How this works within each individual's life is totally up to them. But for now, we are saying that this is what your new year will look like. There cannot be a proverbial future predicted, as you have seen throughout the years of how you chose to live. You lived in the scope of trying to always figure out and predict a future. And by doing so, would it be fair to ask one that if you have been living your days in a constant thought of wanting to know a prediction for a future, is everything that is happening in your life right now what you asked for? This may be a question that seems so unnerving to be asked of one, but if a truth lies within a prophecy of one's own asking, maybe then one could finally see a point that is trying to be made here. As fearful as this may seem, to reveal this to oneself and know that a plan need not be made for an outcome that can never be determined when it is determined from a prediction. We are passing this information along to you in order to tie together our initiating of a proposal to prepare ones for what is yet to come. Along with our most sincerity, we do stress this point of reducing one's need for having to know what is coming next. Just like you have always witnessed a predictable situation when a ball is thrown into the air, your thoughts direct a wanting to see that coming down through the air and returning to its original place. This is how you predict and want to see this procedure take place. So in regards to your upcoming year, just because things have always taken place in a predictable manner that you are used to, it is because you have willed it to be so by wanting to see that outcome. Be careful with your choice of how you think of what we are saying. If an outcome that you have seen over the past years is not of your liking, And if one is repeating the same response over and over again of not liking those situations, those comments are reinforcing those situations to repeat. This is the predictable behavior that is classified by the human structure. As of now, this classification of the human structure is at a turning point where this new year or this future that you speak of can be different than the previous patterning in which your thoughts have taken you to live through. An egregious but rather stellar and rapid conjunction now with our beloved force of light, we ask that you take a moment to ponder this type of adjustment that we are asking you to look at. Opening up this new visualization is actually what you have been asking for in the way of feeling more comfortable with a future that is not yet known. This adjustment of your way of thinking opens the siphon of energy that will allow all that is happening in front of you to be just as you want, and there would be no need to think about a future. The flow of creation cannot move when there is hesitation and doubt that is held within a module like a question about the future. To seize a moment means to capture its true essence of consorted energies. It's like holding a handful of fireflies.